So the fourth thing is a diorama that I have had in mind since, I don't know, before Christmas. I was walking on the beach and I had this image, sort of like a manga anime image of a woman standing on a sand dune or in the desert, and she's standing in a dress and her hair is blowing, and behind her, sort of towering over her, is her companion mech, or her companion dreadnought, or her companion elder warseer, or what do you call them, war walkers, or maybe even like a Tau crisis suit. So I put that image away in my head and said I gotta do something like that, and it's a very striking image. I thought, you know, it's also sort of an image that we've seen before and can understand and relate to. So it's not by any means extraordinarily unique, but it's still a beautiful image. I guess that's why we see it so often. The small human and the towering construct that they have a relationship with. And in Warcraft, in Warhammer, in 40k, I mean, why am I telling you guys this? But in 40k, there's a lot of that fluff where the pilots have an affinity, especially Elder and Tau, with the machines that they pilot. Oh wait, dreadnoughts too. I mean, these marines or these people are entombed in these devices. Whether they're Eldar and it's the spirits, whether it's the sarcophagus for the dreadnought, or whether it's the sort of amniotic fluid for the Tau, right? It's kind of like this matrix womb-like configuration. So I find that really interesting, and obviously there's a relationship there. So I wanted to do a diorama about these two distinctly different, biologically speaking, creatures, but who have this shared relationship and this symbiosis. And so I started working on it. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I picked up a Tau XV8 crisis suit on eBay for about $18, which is great because they retail for a lot more here. I think like 30 bucks or something, 35. So I saved some cash, and with that extra 10 or 15 bucks, I bought a couple of Tau stealth suits because I wanted to use the bits of the stealth suits to upgrade this crisis battle suit. But let me show you what that looks like. The idea is I sort of started with using the stealth suit to create a womb-like aperture, or the idea that the front of the torso has opened. And if you look at the original crisis suit, actually I've got the box here prepared, it looks like it can open, and I imagine that like when they go into battle they suit up, so they probably go in like an avatar or something and get all suited up, and then they pilot the mech from inside it, and then they don't get out of it. I mean, you don't get out of it in the battlefield, and you probably need some kind of tech support to do that, some kind of servitor for the Tau, I don't know what they're called. And so you come back to the base ship, and you maybe, I don't know how long you stay in these things. If you guys know more about this fluff, please post below, because I'm really interested. It helps me shape what I do, and I really just love these stories. So what I'm going for here is she's actually in an emergency, done some kind of emergency evacuation where she's opened the portal door, and she's emerged from her crisis suit, and she's standing in her cloth, sort of flapping in the wind, and her hair is blowing in the wind, and she's looking wistfully and wisely out into the desert landscape, and towering beside her is her battle-worn, beaten up, but ever-present and always reliable crisis suit. And I added a little bit of detail. You'll see I gave the dual weapons. I'm not sure what these guns are called, but I gave the suit two, one on each arm, but on the right arm it's open. So that was a fun little conversion. There's another weapon that looks exactly the same as the weapon on the left arm, but without the casing. So I got two of the weapon on the left arm, cut the casing off one, put it on the other weapon, and opened it up to make it look like she's gotten out, she's gotten chilled, like she's, you know, gotten cleaned up. Maybe there'll be some like fluid on the ground and stuff, and I don't know what I'm going to do internally with the paint or with the extra detail. But she's also working on fixing him up, so she's kind of a jack of all trades fighter, and so she's opened up his gun and inspecting it and stuff, and I think that's a cool little detail. I've added all sorts of things, like the Tau stealth suit had some leftover jetpack sort of things that go on the back of the stealth suit, so I used those on the shoulder to beef it up because I just felt it needed to be beefier. And if you look at the head, it's actually part of the hatch, so the hatch opens up left and right and also opens up vertically in a three sort of configuration, which is, I guess, I'm seeing a lot of that in Tau. Like they have 3 fingers and a thumb, and the Tau the crisis suits originally have 3 toes, and so and then I guess most obviously it's kneeling, so like it's chilled, right? It's landed, it's in its kneeling position, which is like its halt position or its stasis position, and it's got 1 gun up and then 1 gun down for service, and it's looking ahead with its guns behind it and stuff. So I've added little bits here and there and changed it up, so it really doesn't look like a crisis suit so much anymore. What else? What else? Oh, and yeah, I'm gonna base it on sand dunes. So I don't know how that's gonna work with the scale, but I want to make like a sand effect with like prints in the sand and stuff. So that'll be new. I suppose that'll be some kind of like snow, but yellow, and yeah. But I had really a lot of fun doing it, and I think it looks cool. I'm really interested in paint it. I've been thinking the whole time I was making it, I was thinking about James from 5 Star Ratings, fantastic tutorial that he sort of kicked off. You know, the high point of when everyone was discovering his work was when he was painting the Tau battlesuit, at least in my experience. And so those images have been with me all along. So James, I can't wait to show you this video and talk to you about painting this up. It'd be fun to share the experience with you.